Imagine this. You open your eyes, and the world around you is hostile. No cities, no nations, no laws. Just you, your tribe, and the predators circling in the dark. Because before humans built civilizations, before we wrote stories, before we even understood who we were, we learned how to fight. This is not just the story of violence, it's the story of survival, discipline, strategy, and ultimately, self-mastery. Welcome to the human history of fighting. For hundreds of thousands of years, humans lived on the edge of extinction. No armor, no metal, just sticks, stones, fire, and determination. When a saber-toothed cat attacked, early humans had two options: run and die tired, or fight together. Humans didn't survive because we were strong. We survived because we fought together. Coordinated attacks, ambushes, flanking maneuvers. These weren't invented by generals. They were invented by hungry humans trying to stay alive. Fighting wasn't sport. It wasn't glory. It was life or death. But as we learned to hunt the world, we also learned to fight each other. Around 10,000 years before the Common Era, people began settling. Villages became towns. Towns became cities. And suddenly, land became something worth protecting. The world's first armies appeared in ancient Mesopotamia. Men marched with spears and shields in tight formations. Egypt brought chariots. China introduced bronze blades. And early generals discovered a powerful truth. A disciplined group beats a chaotic group. Fighting became organized, strategic, planned, and the professional warrior was born. Then came a civilization that transformed combat forever: ancient Greece. No place embodied fighting like Sparta, where boys entered military training at age 7. They learned endurance, fearlessness, weapon mastery, and teamwork. To be Spartan was to be a fighter. On the battlefield, the Greeks mastered the phalanx, a wall of shields, a forest of spears, dozens moving as one. It was the original human war machine. And while battles raged, another tradition emerged: Pankration. Part wrestling, part striking, part survival. A brutal ancestor of modern MMA. If Greece turned fighting into science, Rome turned it into spectacle. Gladiators trained in special schools with strict diets and routines. Some were slaves, but many were volunteers. Celebrities admired for their skill and courage. Crowds roared as fighters displayed technique and control. For Rome, combat was culture. But beneath the cheers, humanity was learning to admire skill over brutality, technique over chaos, discipline over rage. As Rome fell, new warrior classes emerged. In Europe, knights trained in sword schools and tournaments. In Japan, the samurai rose, guided by the code of Bushido, a philosophy of loyalty, honor, and self-control. They practiced arts like jiu-jitsu and Kenjutsu, techniques built on precision, timing, and awareness. Fighting was no longer just survival. It was identity, philosophy, art. Then came a turning point: gunpowder. With a single pull of a trigger, even the greatest swordsman could fall. Armies changed forever. Battles became louder, faster, deadlier. But as weapons became simpler, unarmed martial arts grew more sophisticated. Wrestling evolved. Boxing re-emerged. Muay Boran, savate, and countless regional styles developed. Weapons became easier, but the human desire to master the body only grew stronger. The 20th century brought the brutal reality of modern warfare. In the trenches of the First World War, close combat returned: knives, clubs, bayonets, raw survival. World War II introduced elite training: commandos, military judo, and the beginnings of Krav Maga. After the wars, soldiers brought home techniques and stories that spread worldwide. Karate in the US, Judo in Europe, Muay Thai rising internationally. The world became a melting pot of fighting knowledge. By the mid-20th century, martial arts exploded. Bruce Lee challenged tradition and famously said, "Absorb what is useful." Brazil's Gracie family tested grappling in no-rules Vale Tudo fights. Muay Thai fighters showed devastating efficiency. Boxing reached global superstardom. People realized that no single style works against everyone. Only adaptability wins, which set the stage for a revolution. In 1993, the first UFC shocked the world. Karate versus wrestling, boxing versus jiu-jitsu, kickboxing versus sumo. The early fights were chaotic and unpredictable, but they revealed a deeper truth. The best fighter is the one who can do everything. Today, MMA is the fastest growing combat sport in history. Elite fighters blend boxing, Muay Thai, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, strength science, nutrition, and analytics. A modern fighter is a scientist, an athlete, a strategist, and an artist. Looking back across hundreds of thousands of years, something becomes clear. Fighting shaped our bodies, our societies, our cultures, and our stories. But the greatest evolution wasn't the weapons or the armies. It was the idea that true strength is controlled, directed, disciplined. Most people who train today aren't fighting enemies. They're fighting their weaknesses, their self-doubt, their fear, their limitations. At the beginning, humans fought to survive. Today, we fight to become better. And that is the true human history of fighting. If you enjoyed this journey through time, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and tell me in the comments, which era of history should we explore next? Thanks for watching.